Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna make this beautiful St. Patrick's Day inspired cake roll. It's a chocolate mint stracciatella cake roll. It's really yummy and I hope you like it. So let's get started. To make the pattern batter, you need 1 egg white. You'll need some powdered sugar, all-purpose flour, some vanilla extract, and a little bit of water to thin it down. Start by separating the egg white from the egg yolk. Reserve the egg yolk and we'll use it for the cake batter. Now I'm adding a pinch of salt and start beating the egg whites until they are foamy, and then you can gradually add powdered sugar. Add a splash of vanilla extract and beat until you have stiff peaks formed. Now we can fold in sifted flour. You can add a little bit of water to thin it down. Now I'm going to add some green food coloring so we can make pretty shamrocks. I'm going to use these piping bags. These come in different sizes. This is a medium size. They also come in large size. And I'm including a link where you can get this down below in the description area. I'm going to pipe shamrocks on a parchment paper. This is a roll that I like to use. And I have here my template. So all we have to do is snip a tip of the piping bag and then we can start piping these cute little shamrocks. I'm securing the parchment just so it doesn't slide while I'm piping. Now slide the template and align the last shamrock row with the template and then continue piping the rest of the shamrocks. Once you are done, you have to put this in a freezer. My freezer is smaller, so I am putting it on a cutting board so I can fit it in. While that's chilling, I'm gonna prepare cake batter. So I'm gonna be using 5 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk from the pattern batter. I'm gonna be using all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, cocoa powder, and also some vanilla extract and almond extract. Start by separating the egg yolks from egg whites. Set the egg yolks aside and add a pinch of salt to the egg whites and start beating this on high until you have soft peaks formed, and then gradually add about half of the granulated sugar. Reserve the other half for the egg yolks. Now add the remaining granulated sugar to the egg yolks and start beating them on high. You want to beat the egg yolks for about 3 minutes or so until they turn pale in color. Now you can add vanilla extract and also almond extract. Now sift flour with cocoa powder. Now we have to fold the flour and also meringue into the egg yolk mixture. Starting with the flour, you want to sift about 1/3 of the flour in and then fold it in, and then you can add some of the meringue and so on until you are done. Make sure you don't stir it, you want to make sure that you fold it in. Now transfer the shamrock pattern onto the baking sheet, spray the edges with some non-stick spray, and now we can spread the chocolate batter on top. Notice I'm using my thumb to hold the parchment in place, just so it doesn't slide on a baking sheet. And now we have to bake this off. I'm gonna be baking this at 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes. Dust some powdered sugar on wax paper. Once freshly baked, this is what it's gonna look like. It's still very hot. Run a silicone spatula around the edges to loosen it up. And then carefully using kitchen towel or kitchen mittens, you want to invert this on a prepared wax paper, peel off the parchment, and look at that pretty pattern. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Now I'm gonna flip it again just so we can roll it. Now peel off the top and dust it with some powdered sugar. Before I add another layer of wax paper, I'm just going to quickly check where is the shamrock pattern, just so we know where to start rolling the cake roll. You want to roll it at the side that doesn't have the pattern, because that's going to be hidden in a cake roll anyway. The first turn is usually the hardest, but once you get that out of the way, it gets easier. Remember, you have to do this while the cake is still hot. And then I also like to wrap it in a kitchen towel just for additional support, and then you have to let it cool completely before filling. Once you are ready to make the filling, you can simply peel off the wax paper. And now to prepare the filling. I'm gonna be using cream cheese, 1/4 cup of room temperature butter, powdered sugar, some heavy cream and vanilla extract, and also some chopped chocolate. I'm also going to add a little bit of peppermint oil. It adds a really nice minty flavor. It goes so well with dark chocolate. When chopping the chocolate, make sure you don't chop it super fine. You want to have smaller chunks, bigger chunks. And now we can start by beating the butter first, and then gradually add room temperature cream cheese. Now add the powdered sugar, start mixing it on low and alternate it with some heavy cream. Now I'm adding splash of vanilla extract. And let's not forget the peppermint oil. Now these oils are very highly concentrated, so you only need a few drops. Make sure you don't overdo it because they are very strong. And now the best part, you want to stir in chopped chocolate. This is a really delicious stracciatella filling. Gosh, I hope I said it correctly. As you see there, I made a kind of a big hole there. I wasn't careful when I was moving the roll, but that's okay, we can live with that. I'm just gonna fill this in with the filling. First I'm covering the kind of the hole that I made. I'm securing it so it doesn't get any bigger, and then you can spread the filling throughout the whole cake. And now you can start rolling it. Now you can cover it with plastic wrap, and I would recommend that you chill it for at least 4 hours before serving, or you can chill it up to overnight. Once chilled, it's ready to be served. Put it on a pretty cake platter. This is what it looks like inside. Totally yummy, delicious. And I'm just going to quickly show you what the slice looks like. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And I'll see you next time.